The Breakfast Club.
Charlamagne the guy without a Breakfast Club.
We gotta stop playing that slow song in the morning. I'm telling you, man.
I was knocked out a little
People
bit.
riding to work with their windshield wipers going. It's not even raining. That's how that record make me feel.
No.
Listen, we just interviewed Keisha Cole. Shout out to her for stopping through. A lot of guys are on my timeline asking to be hooked up with Keisha Cole.
Yes,
now.
Keisha need to give a regular man a chance. She probably missed her blessing with that guy at McDonald's.
Pull up on Keisha.
Talk about the guy. Talk about people be having too much ego to date her. You don't got no ego when you growing and working McDonald's. That's the kind of man you want. Man with no pride about himself.
He said he might ask her to buy some shoes.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, let's get to the rumors. Well, keeping it real goes wrong.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report. Rumor report.
This is the Rumor Report
Talk to him.
with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right, so you guys remember the openly gay boxer Yusef Mack. He came out after there was a gay adult film that he was in. He first said that he made that film, but he doesn't remember anything from that night. He woke up on the train with $4,500, no idea where he had been, but the tape had him having sex with two men. And then he ended up having to admit that, yes, he was gay, and he issued a public apology. And he was actually engaged at the time and has 10 children. So he had to tell his fiance that he was completely aware and fully conscious when he made that gay porn. Well, this very same man, Yusef Mack, actually just recently beat somebody bloody in the middle of the barbershop. Apparently, Hector Echevarria had been repeatedly making homophobic comments about him online, just trolling him, harassing him. So Yusef Mack pulled up to the barbershop, LA Clippers in Philly, hit him first on the head. He was getting his hair washed in the sink at the time that Yusef Mack pulled up and basically beat him up. They said it took about 30 seconds for this entire fight, but he did that because he couldn't take the trolling anymore online and all the homophobic comments. Well, even after Hector got beat up by Yusef Mack, he still went online afterward and said that he would rather have that on film than getting a D up his A.
Damn.
Oh,
So,
that's a trick question.
he hasn't stopped.
Let me
What
think
you
about
mean?
that.
What do you mean trick question? What would you prefer then?
No, I'm just saying, after you just got beat up,
Yeah.
and then somebody tells you, I'd rather get beat up than have a D up my butt. But you're looking at the guy and he's all swollen and bloody. You're like,
No, he said that online. He didn't
Yeah,
say
he
it
said
it
in
online.
He ain't say it to the
person,
guy's
yeah.
face.
After he got beat up, he went online and still was talking crazy. Yusef Mack even grabbed
still a tough decision.
a
though.
jar of the tools from the barber and smashed them over Hector's head and everything.
Which one would
Y'all
you
acting
prefer?
like that's an easy choice, though.
Get beat up or get a...
Get beat up
Right?
or get a D up your butt.
I'd rather get beat up.
You say that now.
How do you know?
You say that now. Have you ever had a D up your butt?
No.
So how can you even determine that?
I'll pass.
Exactly. How can you just come to that conclusion?
I'll pass.
Have you ever been beat up?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't know what the other feels like.
Let me
so
tell you something. It's somebody out there right now that has had a D up their butt and got beat up, and they're thinking, I take the pleasure over the pain any day. Okay?
But you ain't answered the question, though.
He said it's a hard decision for him.
I don't know. I've never had a D up my butt to really
I think for
come
you
to a
guys,
proper
it probably depends on how
answer.
the size of the D. Because
I'll pass.
if it's
I'm
not
good.
that big, maybe it won't be too bad for you.
I'll probably get beat up.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Yeah, because my dad going to beat me up once he find out I put a D up my butt. So I might as well just go and take, I might as well go and take
No,
one
I feel
L.
like your dad would be fine with that. All right,
No,
now let's
he
talk about this.
He absolutely would not. My dad is a country-ass Negro from Mount Dakota, South Carolina. He would not. There's no way. I'm telling you he's not. Call him homophobic, call him what you want. I'm just telling you he would not be happy with that. Okay?
He should be happy if you're happy.
No. I can hear him right now.
All right, now Drake just
offering me
recently
a
did
Smirnoff Ice. Give him a Smirnoff
an
Ice.
interview with DJ Semtex on the OVO Sound radio show on Beats One. And in this interview that Drake did, he talks about a lot of different things. He addresses a lot because, Drake hasn't been doing too many interviews lately. First, he talks about his relationship with Kanye and how confused he was over Kanye criticizing him.
I don't know. I think everybody has their own little things going on. I'm not really sure what he's referring to half the time, because in the same breath, I went from being like working on a project with him to him sort of like publicly on me and DJ Khaled for being on the radio too much, I just distanced myself from it. Like, all right, if that's what it is, I don't really even understand the point you're trying to make, but, whatever it is that you're going through, I accept it. I don't respect it at all.
All right, he also talks about ghostwriting. Of course, that has been such a topic with Drake since the whole beef with Meek Mill.
I never felt the urge to have to defend myself, because if you ask about any of the biggest Drake records ever, I've done them all. And if you ask about those Quentin Miller sessions, I was there, you know, I was working, you know, and we sit down and we talk about cadences and we talk about which lines to do and whatever, and that's just what a collaborative experience is. And if people are that naive and they think that that doesn't go on in music, then you're out of your mind.
Okay. He also talks about Meek Mill quite a bit and how things went left with Meek Mill because he feels like he did a lot for him in the beginning of his career.
Because I don't have real hatred for him, the key was like, first of all, my biggest focus the entire time was I cannot disrespect Nicki Minaj or use Nicki Minaj in any way other than to lift her up. I didn't go the route of calling him a bunch of terrible names, and I just used wit and good writing, ironically enough. DJs have to take a hit when you're hosting a party because they can't play the biggest record of the night because you're standing there. You know, it hurt. It hurt, and I wanted it to hurt.
All right, here's some more of what Drake had to say about Meek Mill in this interview.
You know, I could take a lot of things, but man, you really tried to like, and you know how good I am at writing music, but you really tried to not only spin the entire narrative of my career, but like end my life and like take food from my family and like really try and like pretty much end it all. And you didn't even do it through music. You just talked or tweeted. Like, I respect revenge when it's warranted, and that was just warranted.
Well, could Drake and Meek Mill ever make up and be friends? Here's what Drake has to say.
You know, that's just not somebody that I ever really want to be friends with. You know, I think Jay-Z has a mutual respect for Nas. I just really don't have that level of respect for him because of his actions. So I'm not really looking to be friends or cordial. Like with Meek, you know, I did a lot of things. Like I put you on your first tour. I flew to Philly to shoot Amen video with you. I was always there. We were always supportive. And you just chose to flip. I can't predict what's going to happen in the future. But right now, like, nah, I'm good.
Well, there you have it. You should hear the whole thing. By the way, that was DJ Semtek's interview.
Shout out to Semtek. Good interview.
Drake. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne.
Yes.
Who you giving that donkey to?
Listen, man, you know, I wasn't watching Love and Hip Hop last night, but I came in this morning and I saw some of the recap of the Lies and Hip Hop reunion. I need the Creep Squad to come to the front of the congregation, man. Or at least 3 of them. I'm going to leave DJ Self out of this, maybe. I'm thinking about it. See how I feel in the next couple minutes. But I need
they all need it though.
Peter Guns, Bitch Dollars, and Cisco to come to the front of the congregation. We like to have a word with them.
All right.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
All right, we'll do that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Radio Key YouTube channel.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkeys of the Day, ask Charlamagne.
I'm a Democrat, so being Donkey of the Day is a little bit of a mixed blessing.
So like a donkey. Hee-haw. Okay. Donkey of the Day. The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Now, I've been called a lot in my 23 years, but Donkey of the Day is a new one.
Oh, man. Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, February 21st goes to Peter Guns, Bitch Dollars, and Cisco, collectively known as the Creep Squad. Now, if you don't watch Lies in Hip Hop New York on VH1, then you have no idea who the Creep Squad is, but it consists of Peter Guns, age 50 years old, Rich Dollars, age 45 years old, Cisco, age 38 years old, and DJ Self. Now, I'm going to leave DJ Self out of this donkey simply because I work with DJ Self here at Power 105.1 in New York, and I give him hell about the Creep Squad every time I see him. Okay, in fact, we should call Self in a second, but let's get back to the matter at hand. In the Bible, in the New Living Translation, 1 Corinthians 13:11, it says, when I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. Guys, I don't know if anyone has told any of you. I don't know if this is the first time any of you are hearing this. But the Creep Squad is childish and corny as hell. And what makes it even cornier is the fact that you all take it so serious. It saddens me that you all care about the Creep Squad the way that you do. And last night on the reunion for Lies in Hip Hop New York, y'all stepped the corny up to another level. Now, for people who have no idea who the Creep Squad is, just keep in mind the audio you are about to hear is a 50-year-old, a 45-year-old, and a 38-year-old grown-ass man arguing about who started the Creep Squad. Let's hear it.
I came to these two guys with the idea of doing clothing. And that's another issue.
Okay.
You should have called me too, bro. You don't just call them two. I started that. You understand? The thing I'm super unclear about is 1, 2, 3. Everybody, all 3 of them say they started it.
Who started the Creep Squad?
All 3 of them say that. I started it. You see?
Nah, but
Let's be clear.
Peter, explain it for real, Peter, please. Yo, Rich, who started the Creep Squad? I'm just trying to get some bread. Who started the Creep Squad? Who started the Creep Squad? Who started the Creep Squad? Thank you.
All right, so wait a minute. Just
Who
to be
made
clear.
up the name Creep Squad?
Okay, so wait a minute.
Me.
You guys are kind of co-owners.
I have a headache.
For real, we doing way too much. At the end of the day, the Creep Squad was
Fun,
some
man.
fun guys.
Right.
We're a crew. Now, with that being said, he was on the outs. So
Cisco.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So now you don't make no Creep Squad decisions no more. You on the outs.
But who
Creep
gets to
Squad
say I'm on the outs?
Me.
You? You don't get to tell me I'm on the out of nothing. Huh? I did.
All right.
Don't talk that tough guy. We over here talking
Don't
like
talk
gentlemen.
that tough
let's,
guy.
let's keep
Who
it
is you, the
gentlemen.
tough guy?
You talking about, oh, I did.
You said I can't.
Huh?
Huh?
Yo, Rich, don't make me go over there, Rich. I swear to God, Rich, if I come over there, Rich, I'm hooking off on you, man. I'm telling you, don't play with me, Rich. We'll deal with it later, tough guy. You want to get tough because there's security here. Because you've been ducking me for a long time, punk.
Ducking you.
You a duck.
But why you sitting there like
Bitch Dollars is the big homie of the Creep Squad. He'll jump you in, he'll jump you out. Okay? Let's just keep in mind 3 individuals who are a combined age of 133 years old arguing about who started the damn Creep Squad. Women, really? That's what you choosing to give the vagina to and have babies by? Grown-ass adults who are in the Creep Squad? What comes with being a member of the Creep Squad? Do you get health insurance? Any benefits? Can I get a 401k from being in the Creep Squad? I mean, when you're 50, 45, and 38, you have to ask yourself these kind of things. Let me give y'all an example, right? When I was a teenager, with Angela, and feel free to tell me how corny this was.
Okay.
When I was a teenager, I had a crew called the infamous Buddha Heads.
The what?
We used to smoke weed all day, and we had nicknames based off marijuana.
The Buddha Heads?
Charlie Chronic, Matthew Marijuana.
Who are you?
I was Charlie Chronic.
Wow, your name's not even Charlie.
Bobby Buddha. Okay? I know. That sounds extremely corny now, right?
Very
but in my
corny.
defense, I was a teenage boy. Okay? The infamous Buddha Heads crew sounds like something teenage boys would do.
I don't like
Just
Liddy Leonard.
Shut up. Just like the Creep Squad sounds like something teenage boys would do. But when you're 50, 45, and 38 years old, you have to read 1 Corinthians 13:11 every day and not just read it, actually execute and put away the childish things because you grown. Do you brothers know y'all got families, kids who look up to y'all? How can your kids hold their heads high and say with any type of pride that my father is in the Creep Squad? From one grown man, myself, to 3 other grown men who clearly can't accept the fact that they grown, go join a crew that's age appropriate. Join a motorcycle club. Or join that 3-on-3 league for the older basketball players that Ice Cube started. Start a crew of OGs that like to fish, hunt, find Bigfoot. Man, join the PTA. Do anything but be a member of the Creep Squad. Peter Guns is my guy, but he's 50. Do you know in 5 years he's eligible for free pancakes from IHOP?
Really?
You can't be a member of the Creep Squad when you're about to be eligible for free pancakes from IHOP. Let's think about this. When you're a man that's 50 and 45, the only reason your squad is creepy is because y'all the old men in the club preying on young girls. Old men in the club preying on young girls is always creepy. Okay, Cisco, you're not as old as Peter Guns and Bitch Dollars, but when you're standing with the old men in the club, people gonna think 1 of 3 things. Either they think you're the son, the nephew, or just another old man who looks young. Either way, you corny by association. Okay, not to mention, I need you to know how creepy you look to people when you are 50 and 45 with Creep Squad t-shirts on in a club with a bunch of 20-somethings. You look like you need to have a sign in your yard. Okay? You look like you shouldn't be in 50 yards of a school. Look, man, I'm going to start this how I finished it. 1 Corinthians 13:11. Does anybody remember that scripture? Do I have to repeat it again? When I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. And by childish things, I mean my Creep Squad t-shirts. Give the Creep Squad the smooth sounds and the hammer tones, please.
You are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Hee-haw.
All right.
What was your
Come on,
squad,
man.
Envy?
Y'all grow up, man.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all grow up. Creep Squad. Knock that monkey stuff up. You're embarrassing us. Answer the phone, see if that's self. That's self?
I don't know.
Hey, just say hi. Just say hi and hang up if it's not self.
All right, hold on. So I think
Hey.
the intern has it on hold. Come on, intern. Oh, that wasn't self. Hung up.
That wasn't him?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I guess the question is,
On a scale of 1 to Nick Cannon's raps, how corny is the Creep Squad?
How corny is the Creep Squad?
Do you care who the leader of the Creep Squad is?
800-585-1051. We're not going to do on the scale of Nick Cannon's raps. We'll just say...
You guys are so mean.
We're not going to do on a scale from 1... No,
on a scale of 1 to Nick Cannon's turbans, then.
No, we're not going to do that. Just how corny is the Creep Squad?
Come on, man. We got to give people a reality check, okay? All right?
I'm so upset
and Self,
with
you
DJ
lucky, Self, you're lucky.
All right.
I want you to know that. You're lucky you're my guy.
I'm so disappointed
I'm
in you,
being
Self.
very biased
And by the
this
way,
morning
Nick
on
Cannon's
purpose.
his guy, too, and he was about to do on a scale of...
1 to Nick Cannon's raps. All right. 800-585-1051. Call us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.